These are my top 10 things that you must do in Oahu, Hawaii. Oahu, Hawaii is truly a magical place. Located in the Pacific Ocean, this is a tropical paradise that we are honestly lucky to call part of the United States of America. So surely, when visiting a tropical paradise, you have going to the beach on your mind, which is why number one on this list is going to be visiting Lanikai Beach. Now I'm just going to cut right to the chase. Lanikai Beach is the best beach on the entire island of Oahu, Hawaii. I don't care what anybody says, unless maybe they're like a local and they know some hidden cool beach that is even better, then just send me a little DM. Don't tell anyone else. I want this all to myself, guys. No, I'm kidding. Let everyone else know in the comments below. But Lanikai Beach is located on the east side of the island of Oahu, Hawaii, and it is everything you want a tropical beach to be. The sand is beautiful and soft and white and powdery. The water is a beautiful turquoise. It's relatively calm because there are these coral reefs that are relatively close to shore, not super close, so it kills the waves, making it perfect for swimming, but even better for snorkeling because I've seen some amazing things in the water here at Lanikai Beach, including a sea turtle and some other tropical fish. So my favorite place to snorkel on the entire island as well. And just off in the distance, you can see these two little twin islands called the Mokulua Islands, aka the Mokes, which I will actually talk about later. Spoiler alert on this list. You can also do this hike, which is nearby called the Pillbox Hike, for Lanikai Pillbox Hike, I should say, which is a cool little site to see or take advantage of. But again, hiking, we'll cover more on this list, everybody. Man, I'm spoiling. I can't contain myself. I'm so excited to get through this list. So if you're interested in hearing more about Lanikai Beach and the other amazing beaches on Oahu, Hawaii, check out this video. It's my top 5 favorite beaches on Oahu, Hawaii. Lanikai's number 1, but there are some other amazing ones that you can definitely take advantage of. But Lanikai takes the cake. So number 2 is something that perfectly goes along with those sunny, beachy day vibes, which is to enjoy some acai bowls. And if you can, on the beach. Because acai bowls are my favorite thing that has come out of Hawaii. It's even better than poke in my opinion, and the acai bowls in Hawaii hit differently. I don't know what it is. Maybe the fruit's a little bit more fresh, maybe you know just the right way how to sweeten it. The granola is amazing, but there are so many amazing acai bowls that you can have. Every one I was having was like the best acai bowl of my life. But some of my favorite recommendations are going to be Island Vintage. This place is really famous, and there's one in Waikiki that's really busy, but there's also one at the Ala Moana Mall and Shopping Center, which is a little less busy, so you can go there if you want less of a crowd. And there's also a smaller place that I really like called ALO or Alo, and it's right near Waikiki Beach, so you can just take your acai bowl to go and enjoy it on the beach in the morning. The perfect way to start the day and a perfect way to enjoy your time in Hawaii. So make sure you eat some acai bowls for number 2. Number 3, after you're fueled up with an acai bowl, getting some nice nutrients and some good quality energy, you need to go hiking. So number 3 is go on a hike on Oahu. Now, I don't care if you're the most fit person and most adventurous person in the world, or if maybe it's not as much of your thing. Maybe Oahu, Hawaii isn't the best choice for a vacation for you in some ways, but just do a hike of any sort. My ultimate recommendation is going to be hike 3 Peaks. This is the ultimate adventure. It's a little bit scary, but the views are absolutely out of this world, so amazing. You can also hike Kuli'o'o Ridge, which is a little bit longer, but it's a beautiful ridge hike that's like an epic adventure with, again, some legendary views along the way. But there are many other hikes, including different pillbox hikes, different little crater hikes, some easier and harder than others. I made an entire video, again, going over my favorite hikes on Oahu, Hawaii. So check that out if you want to see more information on the ones I mentioned and hear some other little gems along the way. But either way, hiking on Oahu is a must. It is a mecca for hiking. It's a hiking oasis. I'm running out of superlatives. You need to go hiking on Oahu, Hawaii. It is a must do, and the scenery here begs you to do it, practically. Now, next on my list, number 4, is something that's also a bit adventurous, which is to kayak to the Mokes, or the Mokulua Islands, which I talked about just a little bit ago. Those beautiful twin islands just off the coast of Kailua and Lanikai Beach. Now, to kayak to these beautiful islands, you can rent them in Kailua. It can be a little bit pricey, so keep that in mind, but it's totally worth the experience and the adventure and the memories, because you probably already spent a little bit of money to get out and stay in Oahu anyway, so don't stop there. Let's keep it going and kayak to the Mokes. Now this is a really fun, amazing journey where you get to go through that beautiful blue water right near the east side of the island. I even saw sea turtles while kayaking through here, so keep that in mind. But once you get to the actual islands, it feels so cool. You have the island, not all to yourself, but with not that many people swarming it, and then you might have the chance of seeing some wildlife. You can swim around, you can relax on the beach, you can walk around the island. It's really tiny, and explore some like natural infinity pools and everything else. It's such a fun adventure, and it is such a cool, unique thing to do in Hawaii. I cannot recommend it enough. Now for number 5, we're changing up from the adventure, but it's still going to be something different and exotic, which is to visit the Boin Temple. Now this is also located on the east side of the island, and this is a Japanese Buddhist temple, which you really typically wouldn't think of visiting when doing sort of like, I don't know, like American vacation. But that's the amazing thing about Hawaii, is that it blends a lot of American culture with the Pacific Islander and East Asian influence that it has due to its geography and history. And this temple is absolutely gorgeous. If you're an architecture sort of person, then you will love it as well. If you're interested in Asian culture, you'll love it as well. Or if you just love seeing beautiful things, you will love it as well, because it is a striking red color and it's set right at the foot of the mountains in the background, giving it this epic, sort of exotic, mysterious vibe that makes you feel like you are somewhere totally outside of America, which you kind of are, but you know, technically we're still not. So this is a must see. Definitely need to visit the Boin Temple, also for a different change of pace, because I love hiking and beaches, but it's fun to add some other little elements and flavors in a vacation and trip, especially on Oahu, Hawaii. Now, relatively close to Boin is going to be number 6 on this list, which is the Ho'omaluia Botanical Garden. So if you're not so much of a hiker, still go hiking, guys. I promise you'll love it. But this is another way to take in the beautiful nature and scenery that Oahu provides, because here you can walk through this botanical sort of garden, get some epic pictures, but even more epic views of the mountains in the background, which are so green, they're so textured and rigid and striking. Probably the most, well, actually definitely the most beautiful mountain range I've ever seen in my entire life. Maybe someday I can go to Kauai and see the Nepali coast, and that'll take the cake. But for now, these are the most gorgeous mountains I've ever seen in my life. And also the greenery here. The greenery and the flora, the plants that naturally just grow in the botanical garden are stunning. It really does, again, it sounds like a broken record, make you feel like you are somewhere totally out of this world. And most of the time when you go to a botanical garden or a greenhouse, to see these plants, you need to go inside of like an actual greenhouse and to have these plants heavily taken care of, but these just naturally exist in Oahu, Hawaii, because of the amazing, you know, gorgeous environment that this island provides. It's just unbelievable, guys. You'll have the time of your life here. Make sure to go to Ho'omaluia Botanical Garden just to walk around and take in some amazing sights and views and scenery and nature that Oahu was practically created for. Now for number 7, we're heading back to the water, but in a slightly different way, which is visiting China Walls. Now, China Walls are kind of, I wouldn't say hidden gem, because they're becoming more and more popular, so sorry, I might be aiding to that rise in popularity, but I really do need to give my 2 cents on it because I love this place. It is such a cool vibe, such a cool scenery, and China Walls are essentially these cliffs that have formed by cooled lava relatively recently, as far as like Hawaii's history. By relatively recently, we're still talking a long time ago, but it's so interesting, it's so surreal, it's so different than like your typical beach or cliffs you might be like walking around and exploring, and it is like the ultimate vibe spot. It's become a little bit of a party spot, so some people might drink and like listen to music, locals, not just like tourists. So it's cool to kind of get a little bit of a peek into that sort of lifestyle. But also here people go cliff jumping into the water, and it's a lot of fun, but be very careful because the waves can be slightly treacherous if, you know, you're not being careful, because, you know, you're in the ocean, it's not like a still pond. So do that at your own risk and be safe, of course. But if not, you can just watch other people do it, have some fun, take in the vibes, and stay for a magical sunset that will leave you hopefully having the perfect day and perfect trip on Oahu, Hawaii at China Walls. Now, number 8, we haven't talked about food in a long time, so let's move on to something where we can fill our bellies and really indulge and go crazy with, which is to visit the Kakaako farmers market. Now, this isn't like your typical farmers market where you just buy some produce from the local people. You can certainly do that here, but it's like a massive food festival because there are 2 parking lots that are full of vendors, making all kinds of food. There's even some like art and stuff too, but come on guys, we're there to eat. We've been hiking, swimming, adventuring. We need to replenish those calories and enjoy the local food in Hawaii, because you can certainly eat that here in addition to some like East Asian foods, international cuisine, everything you want and more. You can eat it here. I ate my fill, and it is open from about 8 to 12 on Saturday morning, so time that correctly. And what's really nice is you don't have to get up at the crack of dawn necessarily to enjoy it. You can be a late riser, you know, and go whenever you want, as long as it's before 12, of course. So this is my ultimate food market recommendation. We'll talk a little bit more about food later on this list, but you definitely need to visit the Kakaako market for this reason. Now, number 9 is probably the biggest hidden gem. Well, maybe it's not hidden anymore, but it's a gem on this list, which is to visit Makoa Beach, but not just to have a beach day. We're going to swim with dolphins, if possible, because a little bit of information about Makoa Beach is that it's on the northwest part of the island, which is a lot less visited and frequented by tourists. You usually need a rental car to get out to this area. It's about an hour drive from Waikiki, so keep that in mind. But this beach, just visually, is so amazing. This is like what you'd expect a beach to be in Oahu, Hawaii, that is less touched, it's less tainted by tourists. So I'm sorry if I'm doing my part to contribute to that, but I always try and, my little spiel here, encourage, you know, responsible tourism, clean up, pack up where you leave, don't be super loud and disrupt local people. Just keep to yourself and be respectful at all times. That's that out of the way. Now let's talk about Makoa Beach some more. The mountains behind you are so big and dramatic. There's this massive valley, which you can see behind you, but our focus is honestly going to be more towards the water, because Makoa Beach is famous for its ability to see dolphins, or I won't say famous, that's its best feature in my opinion, because here there are dolphins that swim near the beach during the day, and I was lucky enough to visit the beach and see a massive pod of like, I don't know, 20 or 25 with my drone, and then I braved the waters and I swam out there. It was actually a pretty incredible moment, and I made this little story telling my whole spiel about that, so listen to that if you're interested, of course. But that's Makoa Beach, everybody. It's so gorgeous, so raw, such amazing nature, and an amazing chance to swim with wildlife, because swimming with dolphins was probably like the most surreal moment of the whole trip, that, you know, touched somewhere deep in my soul that I can't really, you know, put words to grasp that whole emotion. So definitely visit Makoa Beach, everybody, but do it in a good way, if you catch my drift. So number 10, I told you we weren't done talking about food. This is my final thing and my final food recommendation, which is to visit Vegan Isaka. Whoa, 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 he said vegan, everybody. Yep, that's right, I'm a vegan, but this food is amazing, and not just from me, from non-vegans as well have claimed that this food is delicious, because everybody likes sushi, and that is a specialty at Tane Vegan Izakaya, is the sushi, and it is out of this world. It's so delicious. They have so many different, you know, drool-worthy, jaw-dropping variations of sushi that you can order. Spend all your money here, it'll be totally worth it, everybody. It's so delicious. The atmosphere is really nice as well. It's a perfect way to relax and enjoy and maybe indulge after all of this exploring and running around, and you'll thank me later, everybody. Vegan or non-vegan, Tane Vegan Izakaya is a must. It's my favorite sushi I've ever had in my life, as someone who's been to Japan before I was vegan as well, and after. So that really is the best testament possible, in my opinion. So those are my top 10 things to do on Oahu, Hawaii, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the video. Of course, there are many other amazing things that I didn't cover on this list, because it's impossible to cover Oahu in a top 10 list. So that's just a testament to how amazing this place is. But if you want to see more about the island and more amazing things to do, check out my other videos. I have a whole playlist on Oahu, Hawaii, and also going over some of my favorite things, including beaches, hikes, you know, food, and so on. And how to get around the island on a rental car, because Oahu, Hawaii can be very expensive. That's no secret to anybody. But thanks for watching that video, everybody. I'll see you in the next video. Make sure to follow along to my other adventures as well. Peace.